Welcome to the STEM Excellence presentation, and this video will give you a pretty good idea how a person who is an IIT engineer himself. I'm from IIT Delhi and recently visited AIMS New Delhi last year in around October, November, and his experience while gone for the coronavirus checkup and what we are seeing out here in India, what is actually going on. So we are going to give you a sneak peek on that. So see his experience first.
No symptoms.
So you can do.
Sure. And one moment you just see the device has to be seen there.
So you're trying to say that if I don't have symptoms and I just go there unnecessarily for a test, then I will have to pay the full amount, right? What will be the amount? Negative. Will you at the hospital just to get it done? Because in the middle of the night he got like breathing problem, pneumonia. That's one of the symptoms. That's one of the symptoms.
So you're seeing the part of the video, and according to him, the cases are broadly divided into three types, and one is having no symptoms at all, and they will be also all the tests are going to be negative. Another class of patients will have some symptoms, respiratory symptoms, which is mimicking coronavirus case, but all the tests will come out negative. This is the class 2 of the patients, and the class 3 of the patients will have the symptoms like coronavirus, and the investigations confirms and the test confirms that he is having coronavirus infection. And this is a category of the people who are actually the people who have went to USA for studies and the jobs and didn't have a medical insurance. He is having medical insurance and it is charging $550 or around about 42,000 per annum at this point of time. But in his case also he have mentioned there that he have to verify all the details regarding which test can be provided through this medical insurance, and that has to be actually being verified before going for the checkups. And luckily he was in the first category with the coronavirus cases symptoms are negative, and also he doesn't have any symptom of coronavirus, but yet he went there because he was about to visit his grandparents who are old, and he didn't want it that he's actually spreading the coronavirus infection because the place he was living in the Georgia, and there is a certain part of the coronavirus cases. As you know, there is a huge part of the coronavirus cases in USA at this point of time, and you can understand the amount. This is around 40,000, 42,000, which is going to be huge in Indian standard. But here in India, majority of the population who are going to the government hospitals, and even if they have any symptoms, they are getting it for free. The doctors here, you have seen in the videos also, he went to the emergency section of the hospital, and then after he have directed to another part of the hospital, and then after redirected to the emergency department, and there the tests have been done, and eventually all came out negative. And as because he had the medical insurance, he didn't have to give the extra charges. But if any person, according to him, is actually having in this category, that he is having some symptoms and the test comes out negative, the 20% of the charges have to bear by him. And as per him, the charges of the test are $10,000. $10,000 means around 7.5 lakhs. And if it is in case of the first class of patients who will not have any symptoms and also will be coronavirus negative, they have to pay the 100%, and that is huge amount. You can understand that is going to be $10,000, means total 7.5 lakhs they have to bear themselves. So $10,000, and that is going to be 7.5 lakhs. And here in this case, the people have to bear 1.5 lakhs around. But in his case, he has done his insurance, and that is charging 42,000 per annum. But in India, in the government health checkup, hospitals, you actually get the whole treatment and the whole, even the drugs and the treatment for free. And despite that, we always point our fingers towards the government healthcare. We are seeing the address to the nation by our Prime Minister, and also the tremendous effort that have been made by the leaders across India, and where Chief Minister also in the road herself, and actually trying to make sure all the things are in place so that the poor patients, get everything that they need. And you have seen the doctors in all the government hospitals, and the qualified doctors, senior doctors are there also, overlooking every part of the treatment. And also they're trying to get new equipments. As we know, the MyLabs already came out with the new RT-PCR. This coronavirus kit is going to be available roughly next week. But despite that, some unfortunate incident obviously has happened, which is really uncalled for. Many doctors who were actually residing in some rented places in some parts of the country actually faced the wrath, where the owner of the places have actually said them to leave the place because they have suspected this coronavirus is going to spread, because the doctor or the sister who are actually rented out there is going to spread the infection among the person who are residing in that particular place, which is actually very uncalled for, because it's not only just showing their respect and by actually for one day or one evening, but recognizing the role, the effort the doctors are making, and the total charges in contrary the people are paying in the USA. Particularly those are the people, the immigrants are there, the professional immigrants, the people for the work or the education also, they are paying a huge amount of money there. But here you are basically getting in a very, very cheap rate, and already many studies are going on. So hopefully we are going to get the drugs and the vaccine very soon. The Zydus Catilla is also going to come up with one vaccine very soon. So these are the important things you should understand, and even the Prime Minister said it, and also our Honorable Chief Minister have said it. They said if you are actually misbehaving with the doctors, you are going to be ready for some penal measures and strict penal measures. And we hope that you understand the role of the physician and the importance of theirs to ensure that you have a healthy life, safe life, and we expect that much that you recognize your role and support the administration and the government and the doctors effort to prevent this coronavirus infection. And this is the time when we should be united. We should follow the protocol. This is not a time for pointing fingers. This is the time for being united and showing that as a country we are united in the fight against corona. Don't find differences in between at this point. It's not worth it. This is the time we should be united and actually thought the progression of the corona, because it actually can endanger total human race, and that you understand. And obviously we always if we feel, we say that for very candidly that there are a few things like we have made our point, like in a few cases of coronavirus it is seen in animals too, not in COVID-19 as of yet, but surely in cases of Mars. There are angles of animal infected by coronavirus, and in COVID-19 there is mentioning of snake and bat and pipistrelli already. So it is to be investigated, because if it is actually persisting in animal or the birds, then it is going to be very difficult to eradicate them. So the scientists and the researchers who are working to find the solutions, they should look into this aspect too. Number two, important thing is that it is a droplet infection in majority, but it can be in certain research article it is shown it can be aerosol also, and then it is going to be deadly. And we have seen that obviously there is a report already circulated today that in Rajasthan, from one hospital, 19 doctors, 19 medics and the health personnel are infected, among the infected in Rajasthan today only. So you can understand how much doctors are doing and what risks they are facing knowingly. They are taking knowingly that it can endanger their lives and risk the interest of their family. Despite that, they are there, out there to save you. Hopefully you will recognize that. Hopefully you recognize the importance of staying united at this point of time, but yet actually practicing social distancing and all the directives that have been given to you. It is very important to save your race. And this particular video actually circulated by this very young and very bright engineer who is running the videos in the YouTube, and from his video it's which is very clearly visible. Even in USA, the immigrants are facing, even after the qualified people who are the doing job there, not only the persons who are studying, but the people who are doing their jobs, and they are also facing the wrath. So you can understand it's not always that India is giving you the less. We are providing you the best quality treatments and the best quality investigation at the cheaper most price, because in our country all the population is not that rich, and we recognize that, administration recognizes that, prime minister recognizes that, our honorable chief minister is in the roads actually overlooking all the measures that have been taken. So you should and you hopefully you understand the effort they are making, and I hope you value that for your own self, not for anybody else. Thank you.